Right. Let's see the next problem. I think a previous problem 23, now 24. Right? Let me start this. I written the program also already. See this problem also. I think inner loops. Right? I loop, J loop, K loop. Inner loops are there. Can you help me now? Right? So 3 inner loops are there. Find individual, multiply, everyone know that. Right? But one thing I want to ask you. Can you help me now? 3 inner loops are there. Right? So find out individual and multiply, that is everyone know that. But one thing I want to ask you, can you help me now? I loop is how many times? What is the answer? Always I plus plus. How many times? N time. I loop is always plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 n time. That is okay. Can you help me now? So J loop also find out, K loop also like that find out. Right? Then you will get the answer and all. But the problem here is going to be J loop is based on I loop. I asked the J loop, right? You started from 1, it's okay. You are always incrementing by 1, that is also okay. J loop started from 1, always incrementing plus 1, plus 1, plus 1, plus 1. So if it is always incrementing plus 1, plus 1, plus 1, this will also go n time if at all here n is there. Right? So J loop is always plus 1. It will also go n time if at all here n is there. I is there, I time. What is the meaning? J loop based on I loop. I asked the J loop, you are how many times? J loop is saying that, right? So I am how many times? It is based on I value. If the I value 5, J loop is 5 times. If I value 10, J loop is 10 times. Means what is the meaning? There is a dependency. If dependency there, you cannot do directly. If dependency not there, inner loops, what will you do? Find individual, right? Multiply. Now because of there is a dependency, right? Individually you cannot find out. So clearly see what is going on. Right? Next one. So J loop is based on I loop. Next one. K loop is based on J loop. See this one. There is a dependency. 2 times dependency. J loop based on I loop. K loop is based on J loop. I asked the K loop, you are how many times? K loop is saying that whatever is the J value this point of time based on that. If J value 5, K loop is 5 times. J value 10, K loop is 10 times. So like that. So there is a dependency. Inner loops, but there is a dependency. You know very well how to do that. Just to do manually what is going on. Afterwards you will get the clarity. Let's see this one. I'm starting. Do manually. I'm starting now. Can you help me? I is equal to 1. What about J loop? I is equal to 1. What about J loop? What the answer? J loop is, right? J loop is 1 to I. I value 1 only. 1 to 1 means 1 time only. J loop is 1 time. K loop, what is the answer? K loop is going to be 1 to J. I think J is 1 only. So what is the answer? 1 to 1. So finally, I is equal to 1. This statement will execute 1 time only. I is equal to 1. At the end of the day, this program contains only one statement. The question is going to be, this statement is how many times? I is equal to 1. J becomes 1 time only. K also becomes 1 time only. So I think this statement will execute 1 time. That is everyone now. Can you help me now? I is equal to 2. What about J loop? If I is equal to 2, J loop is going to be, right, J value 1 also, J value 2 also, because J loop is until I. If I value 2, J is going to be 1 also, J is going to be 2 also. Can you help me now? J is going to be 1 also, J is going to be 2 also, that's okay. Then what about K loop? If the J value 1, K loop is going to be, what is the answer? 1 to 1, 1 time. Right? If the J value is 2, K loop is how many times? If the J value is 1, right, J value is 1, K loop is 1 to 1 time, it's okay. If the J value 2, K loop is what the answer? 1 to 2. J value 1, right, K loop is going to be 1 to 1, 1 time. If the J value 2, K loop is going to be 1 to 2, then what is the answer? I think 2 time. So J value 1, K loop is 1 time, J value 2, K loop is 2 time. So I think I value 2, this will go 2 time. So I think this is the answer. So J value 1, K loop is 1 time, J value 2, K loop is 2 time. So 1 time, right, it will execute. Next time 2 times it will execute. First time is I value 1, only 1 times it will execute. Second time, right, 1 plus 2, 3 times it will execute. Next one, so those people who are having small doubt also see this one once again. I value 3, J loop, what is the answer? 1 also, 2 also, 3 also. What about K loop? What is the answer? K loop is going to be, first time J value 1, K loop is 1 time. J value 2, K loop is 2 times. J value 3, K loop is 3 times. So 1 time means that statement will execute 1 time. K value 2 times means this statement will execute 2 times. K value, right? So I think J value 3 means K value is 1, 2, 3. I think it will execute 3 times. So finally, I value 3, that statement will execute 1 plus 2 plus 3, like that it is going on. Those people who are getting this idea, let me ask you one small line. Please help me, what is the answer? I is equal to n, assume. Then what is the answer? J is going to be 1, 2 and so on, n. right? What about k value, right? This is 1 means it is a 1 time, it is a 2 means it will execute 2 time, it will execute 3 time, and so on, it will execute n time, totally 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus and so on n time. Check properly. Whenever dependency there, manually you have to check like this until you will get the comfortability. See, some people are asking, after doing 3 times, why are you going to the n time, right? I got the clarity. If I don't get the clarity, I will go 4th time also. I will go to 5th time also until I will get the clarity what is going on, right? I will continue those many times. Because of I got the clarity, now see the answer finally. Time complexity is equal to, this is the final answer. What is the answer? First time, I is equal to 1 time. I is equal to 2, 1 plus 2 time. I is equal to 3, 1 plus 2 plus 3 time. Right? And so on. What is the last one? I is equal to n, 1 plus 2 plus and so on n. Right? Like this. This is the way how it is going on. Right? If you are really comfortable, right, whatever is there, just write it up. This is the time complexity. What is the meaning? That statement will execute these many times. This is I is equal to 1 time, right? J and K combined this story. I is equal to 2, J and K combined this one. I is equal to 3, J and K combined. So finally, by considering each I, J, K, this is the story. Now, if I want to say, I think this particular equation you have to solve. Let me solve this one. Simple sigma I is equal to, in whatever way you want, you can solve from now onwards. Let me try this one. For I is equal to, right, sigma I is equal to 1 to n, right, sigma J is equal to 1 to I, right? So it is going to be J. Sigma I is equal to 1 to n, J is equal to 1 to I, right? Sigma J. Now can you help me one small note? I is equal to 5, I is equal to 5. What happened if I is equal to 5? J loop is 1 to 5. J loop is 1 to 5, J value 1, J value 2, J value 3 and so on, right? Sum of 5 natural numbers will come. Suppose can you help me? I is equal to 10. What is this? J loop is 1 to 10, right? Sum of 10 natural numbers will come. If I is equal to 1, sum of 1 natural number. I is equal to 2, sum of 2 natural number. I is equal to 3, sum of 3 natural number and so on. So can you help me? What this one will give? Sum of I natural number. Whatever I value you will give. Those many times you will repeat, right? This will goes to, let me write now. This will goes to sigma I is equal to 1 to n. It is going to be sum of I natural number. What is the formula? Sum of I natural number, I into I plus 1 by 2. It is the sum of I natural number. Right? This will goes to, right? This will goes to, if you simplify, what is the answer? 1 by 2 is outside. Remaining, if you observe, right? Sigma I is equal to 1 to n. What is the answer? I square plus sigma I is equal to 1 to n. What is the answer? I. 1 by 2 common. Now this one if you see, I think what is the answer? This will go to sum of I, right? Sum of I square natural number. Sum of, right, natural number squares. Sum of n natural number square. Sum of n natural number. This will goes to what is the answer? 1 by 2 outside. This will goes to n into n plus 1, 2n plus 1 by 6. This will goes to sum of n natural number, right? This will goes to n into n plus 1 by 2. Right? This will goes to, what is the answer? 1 by 2 constant, small things you neglect, this will become n cube. This will become n square. Finally, big O of n cube. The answer of this problem is going to be big O of n cube. 3 inner loops are there. Actually, some people are asking me, right, sir, can I solve this problem directly? Right, n time, sometimes it may be go wrong. You know very well, your answer is not important. Meaningfully are you doing or not? If you do meaningfully, even though wrong, no problem. You will learn it. Do every time, especially in algorithm subject. Don't do blindly, do meaningfully. Even though it is a tough, right? Please try to get meaningful things. So if after getting the meaningful way, practice many times. Then, right? Then similar kind of problem, similar to that kind of problem, easily will give answer. You may say that, sir, if new problem will come, if I keep on thinking like it will take a lot of time, if new problem will come, right? Other than whatever I covered in the classroom. So if at all anything new will come, those people who practice all these problems meaningfully, they are able to give answer. Some people are asking, sir, completely new problem will come. If completely new problem will come, how much tough to you? For other people also same tough. You don't worry anything about, right? As other people are doing, I am not able to do. No, everyone having same story. Everyone is human, right? If you do meaningfully, many problems you are able to solve. If you by-hearted way, only these problems you can do. This is the only difference. Some people are by-hearting these problem. If you by-heart this problem, these only will come, you will give answer. If you do meaningfully, right, some more ways will come, you will give the answer. Try to do meaningfully. After doing meaningfully, just revise. Right? Then automatically, right, in the examination, right, anything will come similar to that, you can handle it. This is a nice problem. Please take care. This also almost like approximately 25 problems I said to you for time complexity. Some more problems will come in further classes. As of now, whatever possible I said. I want to say more also, right? But you may be confused. Correct time, right? Some problems are there for time complexity. Correct time, I will make sure that those also I will explain. If I say now, they will confuse you. Not only as a teacher, my goal is not only saying, not only giving lecture. Correct place, I have to say correct thing. If I say whatever way randomly, right, some people may get, some people may not get. Correct place, whatever I left out. You may say that sir, time complexity, some more problems you left out. Definitely in further classes, those only there. As of now, I can say these things so that everyone will get without any confusion. I said some more will come, maybe some more 20, 30 problem. Total algorithm subject this only. Algorithm subject purpose, designing the algorithm and analyzing algorithm. When you say analyzing algorithm, finding time complexity, finding space complexity. Until now, one problem also I am not covered for space complexity. For time complexity, 25 problems almost I said. Without by hearting, take care. Right? We will go to the next topic. Right? Definitely whenever I got to know that few basics, some more basics I completed. Remaining time complexity problems also I will cover. Right? As of now, if you are comfortable, these, it is enough. Right? Let's see the next topic. Let's see the next topic. Let's see the next topic. Right, next topic name is, please be careful. One of the important topic in algorithm subject, time complexity finding, I completed. Right, next one. After correct place, I will say space complexity also. As of now, in time complexity, whatever possible I mentioned, I done already. Space complexity in further classes we will see. Time complexity remaining problems also we will see in further classes. Now, after time complexity, next one more very important topic. That topic name is called, I am writing here, see this one, asymptotic notation. Right, topic name is asymptotic notation. In algorithm subject is one of the very important topic. Some people are asking, sir, what is the asymptotic notation? I will say to you, you know asymptotic notation very well, right? Asymptotic notation, one of the part is big O notation. So you know big O very well. Big O is nothing but taking larger one. What exactly big O? What is exactly omega? What exactly theta? This topic will explain. Right? So little bit about this particular one, you know, right? I will say clearly. Right? Please make sure that from now onwards, please be careful. If you know asymptotic notation, if you know how to find out time complexity, in algorithm subject, most of the things easily you can handle. Right? Topic name is asymptotic notation, which internally contain three things. What is the first thing? Big O notation. First one is going to be big O notation. Second one is omega notation. Third one is theta notation. Big O notation, omega notation, theta notation. Asymptotic notation contain, right, these three parts. Right? Fine. Please be careful. This is the one more very important topic. Right? One nice topic I completed. Mostly no one having doubt. If anyone having small doubt also, again you see. Revise again and again, like that, do 2 or 3 times, everything okay. If you want, you can take your friend help. If you want, you can take my help also. Any doubt is there, right? You can ask me also, you can ask your friends also, but one thing, don't by heart. Algorithm subject, by hearting as a computer science student, it is a crime. Some people are thinking that killing someone is a crime. Some people are thinking like that. So no, that is not only crime, this is also crime. What is the crime? As a CSE person, algorithm subject, you are by hearting. It is also a crime, equal crime. Not only killing person is a crime. That is a humanism point of view, that is a problem. As a CSE person, it is a problem. What is that? CSE person by hearting algorithm subject, it is a really crime. English teacher by hearting English grammar, that is also a crime. Right? So English teacher, they should be very clear about English grammar. As a computer science student, algorithm subject you should know very clearly. Don't by heart. Right? Please practice, at least from now onwards, practice. Right? One nice topic I covered. One more nice topic is coming. That is called asymptotic notation, which internally contain big O, omega, theta. Right? Let's see the, right, asymptotic notation. 3 things are there, you know very well. Right? So let's see the one by one. Before going to that, let me write the major line. Asymptotic notation internally contain three things, big O, omega, theta. That's okay. Let's see the major line, one line. Let's see the major line, note. See the major line note, right? So we are talking about this particular story, big O, omega, theta notation. Asymptotic notation we are talking about, right? Only for a positive function. So I will take two functions in this, right? To explain all of them, two functions I will take. Let me write now. Let f of n and g of n be two positive functions. Two positive functions. So we will talk about only positive functions. Asymptotic, in asymptotic notation we will discuss only about positive functions. F of n and g of n be two positive functions. Some people are asking, sir, why we are discussing in asymptotic notation only positive function, why not negative function, right? Everyone know. Total algorithm subject, indirectly, directly our discussion is going to be what will be the time complexity of the algorithm, what will be the space complexity algorithm. So you know very well, time complexity, space complexity cannot be negative. There is no meaning of time complexity is going to be, right, minus n square. Space complexity is going to be minus 5 GB. There is no meaning in that, right? So we will talk about only positive functions. F of n is a positive function. See this one. F of n is a positive function, right? But that n, whatever is there, f of n is a positive function, it's okay. But that n is right, integer, because number of inputs normally. That function will take n inputs. Right, where n is the number of inputs, right? That will be an integer. We don't discuss anything about, right, n value fractions, right? N is integer, but f of n may be fraction. I am repeating once again. N is integer, f of n may be function. Sorry, f of n may be fraction. Some people are asking, so isn't that n is 5, f of 5 is equal to maybe 1 by 5. So I'm explaining again now. Again, those people who confuse a little bit also, again I'm explaining now. In asymptotic notation, we will discuss only about positive functions. F of n is a positive function, g of n is a positive function, because algorithm normally will discuss about, in algorithm, time complexity, space complexity, both cannot be negative, you know very well. That is the reason. And one more, f of n is a positive function, it may be fractions also. F of n is positive function. Positive doesn't mean that, it is a positive function doesn't mean that fractions cannot be there. Fractions may be there. F of n is positive function, it may be fraction, it may be integer, whatever it is. But one thing, f of n, that n is an integer, because n is number of inputs in algorithm terminology. Okay, whatever is required I said to you, if required once again they will come also, you don't bother, just remember only this note. If anyone not getting until now whatever I said, right, just remember at least this only. We will talk in this entire story, right, f of n and g of n, which are positive functions, right? You please remember only this, right? Now afterwards let me write now one by one now. See this one, big O notation I am writing, right, big O notation. Right, big O notation. So this is the symbol, capital O means big O, right? So please be careful. Until now nothing happened, right? Just only for namesake, little bit. If anyone having small confusion also, whatever I said, let me say within 1 minute. Let me say this one, right? So the next chapter or next topic in algorithm subject is asymptotic notation, which internally contain big O, omega, theta. Next one, to explain the asymptotic notation, I took two functions f of n and g of n, which are positive function. Means positive functions only we are discussing, right? Not negative. The reason is time complexity, space complexity in algorithm subject cannot be negative, right? Afterwards, right? Now I came to the big O notation. This only I said, right? Let's see the big O notation. See the big O notation. And one more interesting thing I want to say to you. Big O notation, if you know omega also, theta also. If you know big O, you know omega, theta also. If you know these three things, asymptotic notation you know. If you know asymptotic notation, almost algorithm subject you know. In this particular algorithm subject, clearly I am saying to you, without asymptotic notation, you cannot do anything. So for all of them, for all the total algorithm subject, it is a major basic point, big O notation. Big O you know means omega you know, theta also you know, small o also, small omega also, which will come afterwards. Right? Now I am starting now. Big O notation. Please be careful. Right? See the big O notation. See this one. I have, as I mentioned to you, I have two functions. Let me write those. See this one. F of n. Right? See this one. F of n equal to f of n equal to big O of g of n. Some people are asking, sir, what is the meaning of this? I have two functions f of n and g of n. I have two functions f of n and g of n. I can say f of n equal to big O of g of n. I have two functions. I want to say like this. F of n equal to big O of g of n. You have two functions. If you want to say like this, f of n equal to big O of g of n. Another way of saying, f of n is order of g of n. Both are same. I am repeating once again. I have two functions f of n and g of n. Now I want to say f of n is big O of g of n or f of n is order of g of n. If you want to say like this, between these two people, if you want to say like this, then it is possible if and only if. If you want to say like this, right, if and only if, right? So what is the meaning? If you want to say like this one condition should be satisfied. If that condition satisfied, you can say both the direction. That is the meaning of if and only if. Between two people, I want to say like this, then condition should be satisfied. Some people are asking, sir, what is the condition? If and only if, see the answer. This is the condition. F of n is less than or equal to some c into g of n. For all n, where n is greater than or equal to n0. For all n, where n is greater than or equal to n0. Right, such that there exist two positive constants, such that there exist two positive constants, c greater than 0, n0 greater than or equal to 1. Right, I am repeating once again. Between these two people, I want to say like this, then this condition should be satisfied, such that there exist two positive constants, c greater than 0, n0 greater than or equal to 1. Right? So between any two people, if you want to say like this one, this condition should be satisfied. And one more, if this condition satisfied, you can say like this one, if and only if both the sides. Right? This is the big O notation. If anyone having small doubt also in the big O notation, just try, I written the definition. Right? Maybe you have some difficulty. Right, after few examples are over, it will become normal. Right? Big O notation definition I written. It may be looking like you are not getting. So of course, starting everything is like that. Right? If you get starting itself, how asymptotic notation is very dangerous. Algorithm subject completely based on asymptotic notation. Asymptotic notation completely based on the big O notation. Big O notation, please be comfortable. I written the definition. You may not get now. But after few examples are over, you are all right. Next one. Can you help me one small line now? What is the name of this one? Big O. Right? I think it's the capital O. Right? So, and one more. In the big O, we will write less than or equal to. In the next one, if you are okay with the big O, next one is nothing there, omega. Omega symbol I will keep here. Right? Here greater than or equal to. Right? Big O means, here big O less than or equal to. Omega definition also same. Just change the symbol omega, here greater than or equal to. Next one. Big O, omega both satisfied. Between two people, big O satisfied, omega satisfied. Then theta. So what I want to say, you know big O, you know omega also. What is the reason? Big O less than or equal to, omega greater than or equal to. What is the theta? Big O satisfied, omega satisfied, then theta will come. So I think one definition I already took. See this one? Big O notation definition I written. Everything is fine now. Now I am giving examples one by one. See this one? Examples one by one. Please be careful from now onwards. Until now, in the asymptotic notation, I am not done anything. Only definition I written. Right? Now I am starting now. See the examples one by one. One example. Carefully listen. From now onwards, please be careful. Example 1. See the example 1. F of n. See the example 1. Everyone okay. If you listen carefully, everyone fine. Right? See this one. Example 1. F of n is equal to, right? N. F of n is equal to n. Next one. G of n is equal to, f of n is equal to n. G of n is equal to n plus 10. F of n is n. G of n is equal to n plus 10. Right? These are the two functions. Right? These are the two functions. Now carefully listen, these are the two functions. If at all these are the two functions f of n and g of n, right? Carefully listen now, right? F of n and g of n, two functions you took already, okay. Now I want to say big O. What is the meaning? I want to say like this, f of n is equal to big O of g of n. I want to say like this. If you want to say like this one, what condition you have to satisfy? You have to satisfy this condition. What is the condition? Let me write. What is the f of n? N. I less than or equal to some c into, what is the g of n? N plus 10. If you want to say like this, you have to satisfy this condition. And one more, for all n, where n is greater than or equal to n0. N is greater than or equal to n0. This condition, if you can satisfy, then you can say this. If you want to say like this, this condition should be satisfied. Right? Now I will try. Can you help me one small line now? What is the meaning of big O? Less than or equal to. What is the meaning of less than or equal to? Comparing left side, right side should be greater. What is the meaning of less than or equal to? F of n less than or equal to some c into g of n. Can you say what is the meaning of this one? You have to prove right will be greater. Can you say left n there, right n plus 10. Of course, right will be greater. Right? Left is n there, right is n plus 10 is there. Comparing left, right already greater. Right? Now some people are asking one more small line. Right? Big O notation means I have to prove right greater. Big O notation means I have to prove right greater. Left is n, right is n plus 10. What is the meaning? Right already greater. If right already greater, no requirement of anyone help. Right? Suppose using that. Left you want to make, left is smaller, right greater. You want to make right greater. Right already greater. That is there is no help required. Sometimes what happened is left is greater, right smaller. But according to this definition, which side you want to make bigger? I want to make right bigger, but unfortunately sometimes left bigger. That time you can use C. Now can anyone help in what is the meaning of big O notation saying? Big O notation saying that prove right greater or equal, less than or equal to. Big O notation simply saying that comparing left side, right? Comparing left side and right side, prove right side greater or equal. Prove right side greater or equal, right? By taking C help, if required. By taking C help. See there, C is a constant. By taking C help from today onwards, if anyone asks you, what is the meaning of big O? What will you say? Prove right greater after taking C help. Some people are asking me, already right greater, why should I take C help? If at all already it is greater, you don't want to take, then keep the C value as 1. What is there in that? Some people are asking, sir, what is the minimum C value? See the definition. See the definition. Such that there exist two positive constants, C greater than 0. Greater than 0, you take anything. Greater than 0, you take anything. I can take 1 also, 2 also, anything. Right? Now can you help me? Once again I am asking you, very nice question I want to ask you. What is the meaning of big O? What is the answer? Very simple thing. Big O is nothing but prove right greater after taking C help. Suppose already right greater, no requirement of C help, then take C value 1. See, left is n, right n plus 10, right already greater. So C value not required, then take C value 1. And one more thing. Sir, left n, right is going to be n plus 10. It is already greater, it's okay. From which n value onwards I will start? From which n value onwards I have to start working, right? If you want, you can check. From which n value? See this one. For all n where n is greater than or equal to n0. Right? For all n where n is greater than or equal to n0, right? Where n0 is greater than or equal to 1. What is the meaning? I think starting n value is going to be n0, which is greater than or equal to 1. What is the meaning? 1 onwards you can check. Minimum n0 is going to be 1. 1 onwards you have to check. Let me check here. For all n where n is greater than or equal to n0. What is the minimum n0? N0 is nothing but starting n value. Can you help me now? Can I take n value 1? Minimum n0 is going to be 1. Let me check 1. If I keep the n value 1, left 1, right is going to be n plus 10, 11. N value 2, I think left 2, right is 12. N value 3, left 3, right is going to be 13. I think 1 onwards working. N0 means starting n value from where this relation hold good. Now I think it is the correct time to ask you, big O means prove right greater or equal after taking C help. If C value really not required, then take 1. What is the meaning? Right already greater. If it is already greater, no requirement of any help. If not greater, to make it is greater, right? Take the C help. Right? Now it is not required, C value 1 I took. Next one, what is the meaning of N0? Starting place from which this particular relation will hold good. I tried from 1 onwards because minimum N0 is 1. Minimum N0 is 1, that doesn't mean that always 1.
1 onwards you try. If working, keep 1. 1 onwards working, then keep 1. 1 not working, you start from 1. 1 not working, then try 2. 2 also not working, then try 3. Like continue until working. So from there onwards working, that is called N0. Now, can you help to say this? I have to satisfy this definition. Yes, I satisfied. Can you say final conclusion? Because of you satisfied. See the final conclusion. Final conclusion, N is big O of N plus 10. Right? Between two people, this relation hold good. Then I can say N is big O of N plus 10. Right? I'm thinking you are almost okay. This is the example 1. Let's do one more example. You will get more clarity. In first problem itself, you cannot get everything. Right? Let's go to the next example. Example 2. See the example 2. See this also, you will get more clarity. F of N is equal to N plus 10. Mostly you will get the clarity here. G of N is equal to N. F of N is equal to N plus 10. G of N is equal to N. Now, I want to prove like this one. See this one? I want to prove like this one. I want to prove F of N is equal to big O of G of N. I want to prove it. If you want to prove, if and only if, what is the condition? If you want to prove like this one, you have to satisfy this condition. What is the condition? F of N, N plus 10. N plus 10 is less than or equal to some C into G of N, N. For all N, where N is greater than or equal to N0. I have to prove it. N plus 10 less than or equal to some C into N. For all N, where N is greater than or equal to N0. I have to prove it. Right? So, if you want to prove this one, let's check, is it possible or not? What is the meaning of big O? Prove right greater or equal after taking C help. Prove right greater or equal after taking C help. Let's try. Can you help What is the left side? N plus 10. What is the right side? Only N. Left side is N plus 10, right side is N. Actually, what is your goal? Prove right greater. But unfortunately here left greater. Left N plus 10, right is only N there. So, you have to, according to big O notation, you have to prove right greater, right? But unfortunately here left greater, which is not possible, you know very well. That is the reason by taking C help, right? Prove that right greater. Prove that right greater. Let me check here. This is the N plus 10. This is N only. So, left is already bigger comparing with the right, but I want to prove right greater. How can I do? Very simple. See this one. See everyone. Can you help N and 10, which is bigger? N is bigger. N and 10, which is bigger? N bigger. After N, this is the small constant everyone now. This is the N plus 10. It is the N plus 10. Right? Comparing N and 10, N is bigger. Right? In front of N, 10 is negligible. So, it is N plus some constant. N plus some constant, I think problem over. If it is N plus some constant, right? You can take C as 2, which will goes to 2N. If you take the C value 2, it will become 2N. It is a N plus some constant, but here it is N plus N. You only say N and 10, which is bigger? N bigger. If at all N bigger, N plus 10, N plus 10, N plus N, I think N plus N is bigger. Can you help what is the meaning of big O? Prove right greater or equal after taking C help. Right? What is the left here? N plus 10. What is the right here? N. Right, I want to prove bigger, but unfortunately right is going to be, right, small thing is there. Some people are asking then how to prove. You can use the C help. Can you help C value how much I took? Because of it is already N plus something, but here, right, if I take C value 1, it is only N. It is the N plus something there. Here C value if I take 1, only N is there. So I want to make this side bigger. C value 2 I took. So, it is the N plus 10, it is the N plus N plus N is bigger, right? Now, some people are asking, sir, C you adjusted, it's okay, but what about N0? Let me check this one, N0, starting 1 onwards you try, right? 1 fail, then try 2, like that. Let's check here, N0 value 1, what is the answer? It will become 11, this is N0 value 1, this will become 11, this one, I think 1 into 2, 2, fail, 1 is fail. Next one, what about 2? It will become 12, this will become 4. What about 3? It is 13, it will become 6. N value 4, it will become 14, it will become 8. N value 5, what is the answer? 15, this will become 10. N value, suppose like that keep on increasing. N value 8, it will become 18, this will become 16, almost close. Increasing, previously between these two huge gap is there. Right? Now almost gap decreased because 8 is given. N value 8, it is 18, right? 2, 8, 16, almost very less. Next one, n value 9, it is the answer 19. This is 18, almost close. N value 10, what is the answer? It will become 20. This is also 20. I think 10 onwards, right, will be greater or equal. Right? So 10 onwards, right will be greater or equal. I think what is the n0? 10. 10 onwards, you can say right will be greater or equal. Because of you are able to complete the definition successfully. What can I say finally? I can say like this one. N plus 10 is big O of n. Can you say what is the meaning of this line? The meaning of this line is going to be comparing n plus 10, n is bigger. After taking C help, you have to say this line also. What is the meaning of n plus 10 is big O of n? N plus 10 is big O of n is nothing but n is bigger comparing with n plus 10 after taking C help. What is the C value you are taken? 2 I took. What is the n0? 10. Some people are asking, C value you took 2, it's okay. Can I take 3? Yes, you can take. Now can I help me? Some people are asking, sir, how can I take whatever I want? See the definition. That is the reason I written the definition. See this one. Such that there exist two positive constants. It is not for all constant. Such that there exist two constants. Right? Some C value exists like that. If it is for every C value, then you can say, right, some cases failing and all. But what is saying? Such that there exists some constant. If you can find out one person who can satisfy this particular one, that is enough. There exist is different for all. For all means everything. There exist means one person is enough. Such that there exist two positive constant. Right? Fine. So, at the 2 it is working. 3 also working. 4 also working. Many more may be there. Some people are asking, sir, 1 is not working. Definition is saying that if you can find out someone where this condition is satisfied, that is enough. No requirement of every person. Can you help me? Such that find out, right? Such that find out one n0. I think n0 value 10 I find out. n0 value 10 if you find out from there onwards, right? For all n where n is greater than or equal to n0. For every n, see this one, here for all there. For every n where n is greater than or equal to n0, where n0 is 10, 10 onwards it is working. If you want you can check. Right? N value 10, it is the 20, it is the 20. N value 11, it is the 21, it is the 22. N value is 12, it is the 22, it is going to be 24. So, from the 10 on, see, for all, every n value where n is greater than or equal to 10, 10 onwards everywhere working. But it is not C, for all C, it is for all n. Not for all n0, please be careful, it is not for all n0, for all n where n greater than or equal to n0. It is not for all C. One C, if you can find out, it's okay. Some people are asking 2 working, 3 will work or not? Yes. By taking 2n itself working, 3n guarantee. 2n itself is bigger, 3n guarantee bigger, 4n already bigger, right, like that. So, between 2 people, if you can prove that big O is satisfied. I am thinking that you are almost okay. Let's see the one more example. Example 2 over, let's see the example 3. See the example 3 also. F of n is equal to n plus 10. G of n is equal to n minus 10. F of n is equal to n plus 10. G of n is equal to n minus 10. Now I want to prove like this one. F of n is big O of G of n. I want to prove. If you want to prove, what condition you have to satisfy? You have to satisfy this one. N plus 10 is less than or equal to some C into n minus 10. Right? For all n, where n is greater than or equal to n0. This condition should be satisfied. Now one more thing I want to ask, what is the meaning of big O? Comparing left to right should be bigger or equal. Comparing left to right should be bigger or equal. Let's check here. Left is n plus 10. Left is n plus 10. But right is n minus 10. Left is n plus 10. Right is n minus 10. You know very well. Comparing left and right, left will be bigger. But you want to say that left will be bigger, it's okay. But you want to prove that right will be bigger. If it is not possible directly, use C help. Right? Use C help, it is enough. Left is n plus 10, right is going to be n minus 10. How can you prove that n minus 10 is bigger than n plus 10? You can prove because there is a C. Right? I will try. Can you help me one small line now? Right? What is the right? Here n is there, it's okay. It is the 1n. It is the 1n. This is also 1n. Let us assume that this is also 1n, it's okay. Let's take C value 2. It will become 2n. In front of n, 10 is negligible. Right? In front of n, 10 is negligible. Because it is always 10. But n can increase. Right? It is the 1n. It is the 1n. Right? It is going to be double n. It is the double n. Some people are asking, then how can you say that this side bigger? Simple. right? N value 1 lakh, it will become 1 into 1 lakh, 1 lakh. But here 2 into 1 lakh, 2 lakh. Here 1 lakh, here 2 lakh. Some people are asking, what about 10? What is the answer? Here plus 10, here minus 10. In front of 2 lakh, right? Minus 10, nothing there. Can you help? Left is n plus 10, right is n minus 10. I want to prove right greater. Actually not possible. But what is saying? By taking C help prove that right will be bigger. By taking C I proved that right will be bigger. What is the reason? It is the 1n. It is the double n. If n value 1 lakh, it will become 1 lakh. It will become 2 lakh. It is the 1 lakh plus 10. It is the 2 lakh minus, right? 2 lakh minus 20. There nothing will happen. So I think C value 2 it is working. C value 2 working means mostly 3 also will work, 4 also. Some people are asking what is the n0? Let me try. What is the meaning of n0? From which place onward this relation will hold good? You start checking from 1. Minimum n0 is 1. Start checking from 1, right? But 1 may fail, then go to the 2. From which place onward this relation will hold good, then that is called as n0. Let's check here. Let's check. Minimum n0 is 1. Let me try 1 onward. If I keep n value 1, what is the answer? It will become 11. It will become n value 1. It will become 11. It will become 1 minus 10, minus 9. Negative coming. Negative functions we don't discuss. What does it mean? Negative is coming. Skip it. Can you help me? What about 2? It is the 12. This is going to be 2 minus 10 is minus 8. I think negatives are coming. All negatives skip. Can you say from which place onwards negatives gone? N value 10. What is the answer? 20. This will become 0. It is the 20. It is the 0. Right side I want to make bigger, but unfortunately small. So, but one thing is true. Previously big gap, now small gap. This is the 20. It is the 0 now. Now it will slowly increase. 10, this is the story. What about 20? If the n value 20, 20 plus 10, what is the answer? 30. But here 20 minus 10 is 10. 10 into 2 is 20. This is 30, this is 20. Very close. Next one. N value isn't that 20. Sorry, n value isn't that 30. Then what is the answer? It will become 30 plus 10, 40. This is 30 minus 10. What is the answer? 20. 20 into 2, 40. I think n value 30, this relation will hold good. See, 30 onwards. Right, I started from 1. I got to know that negatives are coming. Skip it. So from 10 onwards, no negatives are there. N value 10, left is going to be 20, right 0. Right. So negatives are not there, but there is a some gap is there. Now increase the n value. Right, like that. Continuously or using, you decide yourself. Right, n value 30, left is going to be 40, right is also 40. I think slowly increasing, right? So I think now equal. N0 value, right? 30 onward, they both are equal or greater. For every n where n is greater than or equal to 30, this relation will hold good. Because of you are able to complete the definition successfully. So finally, what can I say? N plus 10 is big O of n minus 10. Now can anyone help me know what is the meaning of this line? If anyone say to you from today onwards, n plus 10 is big O of n minus 10, what is the meaning? N plus 10 is big O of n minus 10. If anyone say from today onward, the meaning is comparing n plus 10, n minus 10 is bigger or equal. After taking C help, you have to say this line also. After taking C help. If you say without, right, if you don't say this line, people will think, right, you are mad. What is the reason? How can you say n plus 10 and n minus 10? How can you say n minus 10 is bigger? Right, now I can say, see the line again. N plus 10 is big O of n minus 10. What is the meaning? Comparing n plus 10, n minus 10 is bigger after taking C help. Right, C may be 2, may be 3, depending upon the problem. Big O notation means prove right greater after taking C help. I'm thinking you are almost fine now. So, okay, can you help me one small line? Big O, you are okay. Omega is absolutely fine. What is the meaning of omega? Omega means, right, big O means right greater. Big O means right greater. Omega means right smaller. Omega means right smaller. Right? Please be careful. Within few minutes I will do that. Right? Let's go to the one more example for big O. See the one more example. So this is the big O, total big O story is this one. Asymptotic notation, right? Big O notation, I think 1, 2, 3. 3 examples I given. Let's see the one more example. Big O notation, one more interesting example I am giving. See this also. See example 4. Right, example 4 I am explaining, please see this. F of n is equal to, make sure that everyone will listen this one. F of n is equal to, let me check here, n square. F of n is equal to n square, g of n is equal to n. F of n is equal to n square, g of n is equal to n. Then I want to prove this. This one I want to say like this. What is this one? F of n is big O of g of n. I want to say this. If you want to say, you have to satisfy one condition. What is that condition? If you want to see this one. These are the two things, right? I want to say between those two people like this. If you want to say, condition should be satisfied. What is the f of n? N square. Less than or equal to some c into. What is the g of n? N. For all n, where n is greater than or equal to n0. This condition, if you can satisfy, this is right. If this is right, this condition should be satisfied. Both the side, I will try now. I will try. Can you say what is the meaning of big O? Prove right greater. Big O means prove right greater after taking C help. I will try now. I will try. See this one. Left is going to be n square. Right is going to be n. Prove right greater after taking C help. I will try. I will try. Can you help me one small n now? Left is n square. What is the meaning? N into n. N square. Left is n square. What is the meaning? N into n. N square. But what is the right hand side? Right hand side is going to be n. Right? Actually C into n. Left is n into n. But right is C into n. Can you help me now? That is the n square. N into n. It is only n. To be frank, comparing left and right, left will be greater. But I want to make right greater after taking C help. Can you say what C value I should take so that right will be greater or equal? You only say. My only intention, right should be greater or equal also, no problem. That is the meaning of big O. Big O is simply saying that do something and prove that right will be greater or equal. Left already n square, right is C into n there. Take some C so that right will be greater or equal. You only say which C value I should take. So that right will be greater also okay, equal also okay. Some people are suggesting me, right? Take the C value n. If you take the C value n, left is n square, right is going to be n into n square. Right will be greater or equal, okay? I think equal. Right? So I think people are saying that right will be greater or equal also, no problem. Left is n into n, right is C into n. Prove that right will be greater after taking C help. I took the C value n. It became n into n square. Left is going to be n square already there. I think this is fine. But what is the problem? This n is a function. What is the meaning of function? It will keep on changing. N is a function, but what is the C? C should be a constant. If anyone having small doubt also, right? C is a constant or not, you can check the definition. See this one? See the definition, this is the definition. See, such that there exist two positive constants only. C is constant only. Please be careful. Right? C is constant. Let me try this. Now, can you help me one small line? C is a function or constant? C is a constant, but you are taking function. That is the reason problem there. I want to prove, listen, can you say from today onwards, if anyone asks you, what is the meaning of big O? What is the meaning of big O? Prove right greater after taking some C help, which is a constant. Constant help only you can take. You cannot take function help. If at all function help you can take, you can prove anything. Constant help only, just listen, from now onward, this is a very, very interesting line. Prove right will be greater after taking constant help. Now, one more thing I want to ask you, see this one. One more thing I want to say to you, clearly listen. Clearly listen. From your friends or from me, you take constant help only. As a friend, as a teacher, right? I can help you constant help only. If you get the very good gate rank, you are the only reason. I cannot say everything. Your friends cannot say everything. You cannot blame your friend. You cannot blame me also. You cannot blame anyone. What is the reason? Everyone can help you constant help only. God also can do constant help. Everyone, even your parents also constant help. Everything done by you only. If you are doing great thing, other people can help you constant. Can you help in what is the meaning of big O notation saying? Prove right greater after taking constant help, which is going to be very small help. A constant help is very small help. That is it. You can take small help. You cannot expect everything. So I am an algorithm teacher. You are a CSE person, right? So because I taught so many people, almost like 50,000 people I taught. Right? I can help you. Right? Please be careful. I can help you by constant factor only. If you have to do more work, I can help you, your friends can help you, your parents can help you, even society can help you, constant factor. Everything done by you only. So big O saying that prove right greater after taking constant help. If you take function help, there is no meaning. If you want function help, no one can do that. Function help can be done by you only. right? Fine. Can you help me one small and to this problem? To this problem, let me minimize a little bit. To this problem, I want to prove that right will be greater or equal after taking constant help, but it is not possible. If it is not possible, now see this one. If it is not possible, you can write like this one. N square is big O of n is not possible. Means you cannot say that comparing n square, n is bigger. You cannot say that. That is the meaning. Comparing n square, n is bigger is wrong. What is the reason? No c there which can make that n is bigger than n square. Because difference is function there. Function difference is there, no one can do that. Function difference there, it is not possible. Small listen, small difference, small doubts, right? We can clarify. Right? Please, everything I cannot say, everything your friends cannot help, your parents cannot help. You study day and night. Right? You revise again and again. Your life is completely based on in your hand only. Right? So with positive thinking, you are doing great work. Right? As a society, as part of society, your parents, me and your friends can help a little bit. Constant factor, society, surroundings can help you. Right? Fine. I hope everyone is fine. See this one. So I tried to prove, right? N comparing n square, n is bigger. I tried to prove big O, but unfortunately not possible because constant C saying that I cannot do help. In the previous problem, small differences I can help. See this is a previous problem. See this one. I think if you observe clearly, C I can take 2. It is the n plus 10. It is the n plus 10. It is the only n. What is meaning? Constant difference. If constant difference C can handle. See this problem also. See this problem also. See the first problem. See the first problem. Comparing n and n plus 10. N plus 10 already bigger. No requirement of help also. 1. I am not taken any help. Here help required constant factor. Here also help required constant factor. What is the reason? Left is n plus 10. Right is n minus 10. What does it mean? Difference between them. Big constant, small constant doesn't matter. Constant only difference. See, left n there, right n there. But left plus 10 there, right minus 10 there. Constant difference C can help. Small differences C can help. Big difference like this problem, right? This problem, let's see this problem. Big difference. What is the difference here? Function difference. Why function difference? Left n into n, but right is only n. I think function difference. So with that function difference, with the help of C, I tried, but unfortunately not possible because I have to take C as a function. Not possible. So I can say that n square is big O of n, not possible. Means n is not bigger than n. N is not bigger than n square. That is the meaning of that line. I hope almost you got the clarity. Right? Suppose if I don't say this example 4, if I don't explain, right? You may think that you can prove using big O, you can prove any person as bigger on the right hand side. But try to remember everything there is a limitation. Right? If this example if I don't say, you may say that big O is proving that right hand side person is bigger every time by taking C help. It is not possible. If possibility there, I will do. Not possible, we cannot do that. C is saying that, okay, possible, he will do. Not possible, he will say that, you want more than constant, I cannot help. Right, like that. I think this is going to be example 4. Right? Example. Let me give one more, example 5. See this also, example 5. It may give more clarity. Let's see this one, example 5. See the answer, f of n. F of n is going to be n square plus n plus 5. G of n is equal to n square. F of n is n square plus n plus 5. G of n is equal to n square. Right? Now see this one. I want to prove f of n is big O of g of n. I want to prove. If you want to prove, what condition you have to satisfy? You have to satisfy this condition. What is the f of n? N square plus n plus 5 is less than or equal to some c into what is the g of n? N square. For all n, where n is greater than or equal to n0. I want to prove it. Now, can you help me one small n now? Right? You want to prove like this. What is the meaning? Comparing left side, you want to prove right side is bigger. Can you help me? What is the left side there? Left side, what is there? N square plus something there. Left hand side, if you observe, n square plus something, which is the bigger function, n square. Always remember, bigger things only will matter. Small things doesn't matter that much, right? Bigger one only important. In your family, all are not important. Main person is important, right? Based on that only all people will behave. Assume that in your family, your mama, papa is so nice. Assume, automatically next generation also nice. Right? I can easily say that by seeing the bigger person, I can easily say how that family behaving. Suppose that in your family, bigger person is behaving so nice way, total family becomes nice. Bigger person itself is dancing, okay, it is a dancing family. Try to remember, bigger person is important. Now can you help in the left hand side, who is a bigger? N square. Right hand side, who is a bigger? N square. Okay, that indication that both are almost similar, right? If at all small differences, C can help. Constant is saying that, right hand side constant is saying that bigger things are okay, I can manage. Right? Comparing the left side bigger, right side bigger, if both are equal, that is also okay. Comparing left bigger and right bigger is, right one is bigger already, then really no problem. Even though left bigger, right bigger, both are equal, then C can manage. Please be careful, bigger things matters. Can you help me now? What is the left side? N square plus something. What is the right side? N square. So, here N square plus something. Here only N square. I think some small differences are there. See, saying that biggers are already equal. Small thing I will take care. Some people are asking, small things how we will take care. Let me check here. Small thing, right? If you observe clearly, bigger ones are both are side. N square plus something. Here only N square. So, smaller things only different. See, saying that smaller things I will take care. How? If you want, you can check. See, so it is 1 into N square. It is 1 into N square. Nothing there. Here 2 into N square. Bigger one only important. Bigger one. Here 1 into N square. It is 2 into N square. Some people are asking. Suppose in that N square value 1 lakh. It is 1 into 1 lakh. But here 2 into 1 lakh, 2 lakh. Small things may not affect that much. So, that is the reason. Here only 1 N square. It is 2 N square. This small thing can be taken care by C. C saying that, right? So, if the difference is, right hand side and left hand side, if I compare, both the bigger functions are equal. Small things not equal, I will take care. Comparing left one, right is already bigger, assume, then no problem at all. If right is already bigger, where is the problem? If right not bigger, both the side bigger function equal, smaller one not equal, then C will say that I will manage. Right? I think C is one. Comparing left side, right side, right side is actually smaller because bigger function is only same, smaller is not there. So, this will be compensated by C value. So, because of, I think, and one more, based on that you can find the N0 value also. Can you help me from where I will start? 1 onwards. Can you say N value 1? What is the answer? 7. This is only 2. Next one, N value 2. What is the answer? 4 plus 2, 6 plus 5, 11. This one, 2 square 4, 4 to 8. It is 11, it is 8. Next one, N value 3. What is the answer? 3 square 9. 9 plus 3, 12. 12 plus 5, 17. This one, N value 3. 3 square 9. 9 to 18. That is only 17. That is only 17. Right? 3 square 9. 9 plus 3, 12. 12 plus 5, 17. It is going to be 3 square 9. 2 9s, 18. I think 3 onwards. So, final conclusion, what is the answer? N square plus N plus 5 is big O of N square, right? That is possible. A big O means right will be greater or equal after taking C help. I am thinking that big O you are really comfortable. If you are okay with the big O, right? You are okay with other things also. We will see within few minutes, right? Remaining story also, that is omega and theta. Can you help me now? What is the meaning of this line? So, let us see the omega notation. Right? So, before this we already completed the big O, now omega notation. See the omega notation. Same definition, the only thing is in the big O less than or equal to, in the omega greater than or equal. Let me write the definition. See the definition. F of n is equal to omega of g of n. It is a symbol for that. If you know big O, you know omega also. Right? Let me explain this. It will become very easy if you follow the previous big O. Right? Let's check here. F of n equal to omega of g of n. If and only if. F of n equal to omega of g of n. If and only if. Right? What is the definition? You know very well. F of n greater than or equal to some c into g of n. For all n where n is greater than or equal to n0. It is the definition. Same thing, as it is, right? Big O omega, it's same definition. In the big O, here big O less than or equal to. In the omega, here omega greater than or equal to. If and only if both the directions, it will work, right? For all n where n is greater than or equal to n0. Next one, such that there exist two positive constants, such that there exist two positive constants c greater than 0, n0 greater than or equal to 1. Such that there exist two positive constants c greater than 0, n0 greater than or equal to 1. It is the definition, right? Let's give examples. You are almost okay. Let's give few examples for this. See the example 1. Only for namesake I written the definition, even though you know, right, very well. Let's see the example 1. One example. See the example. Assume that f of n is equal to, n. G of n is equal to, f of n is equal to n, g of n is equal to, assume that n plus 10. This is the f of n, g of n given, right? Now I want to prove like this. If at all this is the given one, I want to prove like this. How f of n is equal to omega of g of n. I want to prove this. If you want to prove, what condition you have to satisfy? See the condition. If you want to prove like this one, you have to satisfy this condition. What is the f of n? N greater than or equal to some c into g of n. What is the g of n? What is the g of n? N plus 10. F of n is n greater than or equal to some c into g of n. Next one, for all n where n is greater than or equal to n0. Right? So if I want to say this, I have to satisfy this definition. Right? Can you help me one small line now? What is the meaning of big O? What is the meaning of big O? Right side greater. Big O means right side greater. What is the meaning of omega? Right side smaller. Big O means right side greater. Right? Omega means right side smaller, which is nothing but this side, left side is bigger. In the case of the big O, right is bigger. In the case of omega, right smaller means left is bigger. Right? Left is bigger or equal also okay, no problem. Equal also okay, no problem. Some people are asking, sir, left is n, right is n plus 10. How can you say that left is bigger? Left n, right is n plus 10. How can you say that left is bigger? Right? So if you can do that, right, that is called as omega notation. Omega means, right, right smaller. Big O means right bigger. Right? Omega means right smaller, which is nothing but left bigger. Left is n, right is n plus 10. How can I make sure that left is bigger? I will see now. See this one? See everyone now? If you see the left and right, difference is only constant. See this one. Big functions are same. Left n, right also n. Big functions are same. Difference is only constant. Difference is only smaller thing. If smaller thing is the difference, C will take care. Can you help now? Left and right. Difference is big function or constant? Big function is not the difference. Big function here also n, here also n. Difference is only small thing. C will take care. Now some people are asking how C will take care. Let me check here how C will take care. Carefully listen now. How C will take care. Can you help me now? Left is 1n. Right is going to be n plus 10. Left is going to be 1n. Right is going to be n plus 10. Right? So right is already little bigger. Left is, I want to make left bigger. So how to do that? Because of difference is very small thing. C will say that I will take care. Some people are asking, sir, how? Nothing there. C is equal to 1 by 2, you write. C is equal to 1 by 2. Some people are asking, sir, how will you take C as n 1 by 2? If you take C as 1 by 2, it will become n by 2. C into n plus 10, right? I think if C value becomes 1 by 2, I think it will become n by 2, 1 by 2 into n, I think n by 2. This is full n, it is a half n, definitely it is bigger. This is full n, this is half n, definitely left is bigger. Some people are asking how? So assume that n value 1 lakh, this side is 1 lakh, but this is 1 lakh by 2, 50,000. Some people are asking, then what about this one? 50,000 plus 10 by 2, 5, 50,000, right? 50,000 plus 5, 50,000 and 5, but it is 1 lakh. Now it is the correct time to ask, what is the meaning of omega? Omega means right smaller, means left bigger. By taking constant help to prove that left bigger are equal, that is called as omega. And one more thing, left and right difference is bigger function same, right? I think difference is only small constant that will be taken care by C. Small differences, C is saying that I will take care. If the big difference, function difference, C may not help, right? Constant difference, you can manage it, right? Fine. Can you help in which C value? Which C value? Left is bigger. C value 1 by 2 left bigger. C value 1 by 3 also left bigger. C value 1 by 4 also left bigger, and so on. Right? Like this. Next one. One more thing I want to ask. What is the N0? Let's check 1 0. Minimum 1 onwards I have to check. I will check now. Isn't that N0 value is right? 1 onwards I am checking. See this one. N0 is starting N value from where this relation is hold good. Let's check here. N value 1. This is 1. But this one 1 plus 10. 11 by 2. I think something like 5.5. So fail. Because left is bigger I want. 1 fail. Let's try 2. It is the 2. It is going to be 12. 12 by 2 6. Let's try here. Let's try here. It is something like 5. N is 5, isn't that? It is become 15. 15 by 2, 7.5. Then also fail. Difference is very small, but one thing fail. Right? Next one. Let me ask one small line. N value isn't that 8. It is the 8. This is right. 18 by 2, 9. It is the 8. It is the 9. I think still, right? This condition is fail, right? But one thing, gap is very small. Let me check once again now. N value 9. This is the 19 by 2. 19 by 2 means how much? N value 9 here. It is the 19 by 2. Right? I think 19 by 2 how much? 2 8 16. 2 9s 18. Right? 9. I think still that is the 9. It is the 9.5. Again fail. N value 10. What is this value? 10. This is going to be 20 by 2. 10. I think 10 less than or equal to, greater than or equal to, that is 5. So I think 10 onwards, you can verify manual checking, right? 10 onwards it is working. It will work, I know that it will work. The only thing is which point onwards. I want to explain to you, that the reason I done. And one more, in the examination, no one will ask you what the C, what the N0, because C place many people possible. C value 1 by 2 possible, 1 by 3 possible. So find out some constant where there is a relation hold good. After fixing this one, just keep on substituting N value from which place onwards it is working. Right? Fine. So it is always, I think gap is keep on N value increasing, gap is keep on decreasing. Some point onwards both are equal. If you want, you can check 10 onwards, right? Left will be greater or equal. Now because of you are able to complete the definition successfully, what can you comment now? Let's check. Now I can say, from this I can say that, right? From this I can say that this is the condition. So what is the answer? N is omega of N plus 10. I am able to say. If you want to say this condition should be satisfied. Yes, satisfied. Which is C value? 1 by 2. Is there any 1 by 2 or many? Many may be there, right? For some constant C, 1 by 2, N0 is 10, this relation is hold good. Some people are asking, C, how can you take fraction? If you want, you can check. C, how can you take fraction? C greater than 0. There exist two positive constants, C greater than 0. Greater than 0 means 0.5 also. Right? N0 is greater than or equal to 1. Right? You cannot take N0, right? N0 fraction. The reason is going to be N is number of inputs for all N, where N is greater than or equal to N0. N0 minimum is 1. N is number of inputs. N is not fractions possible, but C fractions possible. Some people are asking, why C fractions possible? You know very well. Why C fractions possible is C is nothing but one computer to another computer. If you see the speed difference, constant may be difference. One computer to another computer, difference is maybe constant difference. Function difference may not be there. Function difference will come to the picture only in logics. Isn't that to solve a particular problem, you written one algorithm, I written some other algorithm. Both are solving that problem. One written one algorithm, one more written another algorithm. Those two algorithms, sometimes there may be a function difference. What is the meaning? That one person algorithm taking n time, one more may be n square, means depending upon logic. One person written the algorithm n, one more is n cube, one more may be n power 10. So n is going to be best algorithm. So between two algorithms to solve the same problem, if two algorithms are there, difference became function. What is the meaning? Logic, extraordinary logic may be the difference. One is written the worst algorithm, one is written the best algorithm, difference is going to be maybe function. But one thing, same algorithm if you run in two different computer, right? I think because of different computer, processors may be different. So constant difference may be there. System to system difference is constant, but logic to logic difference may be constant, may be function also. Here C is nothing but, right? Constant. What is the answer? Small, by taking constant. If we can prove that, it is fine. Because remaining thing system will take care. That's the meaning of that. System, see, listen everyone now, C constant only allowed because system to system difference is constant. Everyone can do constant help only, right? Majority help will be done by yourself only, right? People can help you by constant only. That's okay. That's okay. Can you help in what the meaning of big O, right? Using some constant help, prove that right bigger are equal. That is called big O. Omega, using some constant, prove that right smaller are equal. That is called as omega. Right? I am thinking that you are almost little bit okay, right? Almost fine. Let's give one more example. You will get the more clarity. Let's go to the this one more example. Example 2. Example 2. F of n is equal to. Example 2. F of n is equal to. Let me write here. N square plus n plus 1. G of n is equal to n square. F of n is equal to n square plus n plus 1. G of n is equal to n square. Right? Now let me write now. Right. So from by seeing these two, let me see this one. I want to prove this. F of n is equal to omega of g of n. I want to prove it. So if you want to prove, what is the condition you have to satisfy? This is the condition. What is the f of n? N square plus n plus 1 is greater than or equal to some c into, what is the g of n? N square. Right? Next one, for all n where n is greater than or equal to n0. Can you help me one small n now? What is the meaning of omega? I want to prove right smaller, which is nothing but, right, left will be bigger or equal. I think left is already bigger. You can take c value 1. Right? What is the n0? I think 1 onwards work. So finally I can conclude that, right, n square plus n plus 1 is omega of n square is true. Right? Because of really not required, because left already bigger. Right? No requirement of anyone help. See, help is someone want to do help to me. Right? If required, I will take. Otherwise, I don't take. Because of he is helping, I cannot take every time. If really required, I will ask. Not required here. So, C value 1. C want to do some help, but I really don't want. Because I want to make left as bigger or equal. Already is like that. No requirement of any help. So, C value 1 you can take. But in the previous problem, some help required. C value 1 by 2 I took. Right? Sometimes I want more help. C may not help because C is saying that I can help you by constant factor only. Because system to system difference is small constant. Right? Fine. That is the reason for that. I think example 2 also you are okay. Let's go to the example 3. See the example 3. See the example 3. This also you listen. F of n is equal to n square, g of n is equal to n square plus n plus 10. Now I want to prove f of n omega of g of n. I want to prove it. If you want to prove, what is the condition you have to satisfy? This is the condition you have to satisfy. What is the f of n? N square greater than or equal to some c into, what is the g of n? N square plus n plus 10. For all n where n greater than or equal to n0. Now can you help me now? Left is n square, right is going to be n square plus n plus 10. Comparing the left and right, to be frank, right is bigger. But I want to make left as bigger. So what should I do now? Here n square only, here n square plus n plus 10, something extra. Can you say, out of these 3 people, 1, 2, 3, out of these 3 people, who is bigger? N square. E is important. Right? Left hand side bigger function n square, right hand side bigger function n square. What is the meaning? Right? Left side, right side bigger functions are same. What is the meaning of this one? These two are almost similar, right? Except small thing. Right? C simply saying that, because of small differences only there, C saying that I will help you so that you can make it, whichever side you want, you can make bigger. C saying the difference is only constant, right? Difference is very small thing. Bigger one same, both the side bigger function same. Right? But C saying that small differences I will help. Some people are asking how. Left side is only n square, but right side n square plus n plus 10. Right? Here n square, there here n square. I think this is extra. But bigger one is this only. Right? How can you make that? Left side is going to be bigger one or equal. What is the answer? Nothing there. This is going to be 1n square. This is going to be 1n square. It's okay. Right? Because of C, I can make half n square. It is a full n square, it is a half n square. You may say that, what about remaining people? Remaining people don't affect that much, bigger one only will affect. It is the half, it is the full n square, it is the half n square. Definitely left hand side is bigger. Some people are asking how. Assume that n square is 1 lakh. Assume it is the 1 square, right? 1 lakh by 2, 50,000. Plus small thing, right? They don't affect that much. C value 1 by 2. What is the n0? Right? Just verify from where it is working. Can you help? Is 1 working? This is the 1 only. N value 1, right? It is the 1 only. But what about this one? 1 plus 1 plus 10, 12. 12 by 2, 6. Fail. Let me ask you, what about 4? What about 4? It is the 4 square, 16. But here, 16 plus 4, 20 plus 10, 30. 30 by 2, 15. It is the 16. It is the 15. Right? I think pass. Right? 4 is working. 1 fail. That is the reason direct claimant to the 4. If you want, you can check manually 1 by 1 also. 4 also okay. I think 4 onwards, it is growing maybe. Let me try 3. If it is the 3, what is the 3 square? 9. It is the 9 plus 3, 12. 12 plus 10, 22. 22 by 2. What is the answer? 11. It is the 11. It is the 9. Fail. So 3 fail. 1 fail, 2 fail, 3 fail. I think 4 pass. Right? 4. If you take the 4, it is the 16. It is the 16 plus 4, 20 plus 10, 30 by 2, 15. That side 16, this side 15. That is the answer. Right? Next one. So what is the final answer? N square is omega of n square plus n plus 10. And I want answer from you. What is the meaning of this line? Because of omega, the meaning of this line is going to be comparing left and right. Right will be smaller or equal. You may say that some students are asking, how can you say that right is smaller? How can you say that right is smaller? There is a C. Omega means what? There is a C which can make sure that right will be smaller or equal. How we can make? I proved also. C value 1 by 2. Right? From N04 onwards, this story going on. I think third example also okay. Let's go to the one more example which may give one more small point which is missed out. Mostly you know that also. Let's see once. Example 4. Example 4. F of n is equal to n square. G of n is equal to n cube. F of n is equal to n square, g of n is equal to n cube. Now let's see this one. I want to prove f of n is omega of g of n. I want to prove it. If you want to prove, what you have to satisfy? You have to satisfy n square greater than or equal to some c into n cube. Right? For all n where n is greater than or equal to n0. N square is greater than or equal to some c into n cube for all n where n is greater than or equal to n0. Right? That is fine. It is the n square c into n cube. That is everything is perfect. Let me check here. Can you help me now? Left to n square, right n cube. Left n square, right is n cube. But right, what is our goal now? I want to prove right smaller, which is nothing but I want to prove left bigger. I want to prove left bigger. Can you say left what is there? N square. Right what is there? N cube. I want to make left bigger. I want to make left bigger. But actually who is bigger? Right? Right is bigger. Right is going to be n. See, right is going to be n cube. What is the meaning of n cube? N into n square. But left, if you see 1 into n square, it is the 1 into n square, but it is going to be n into n square. Here 1 into n square, here n into n square. Can you say left and right? To be frank, who is bigger? Right bigger. But I want to make left bigger. How? Right? Now some people are asking, take the C and try. Right? I want to make left bigger, but unfortunately right bigger here, but I want to make left bigger with the help of C. Is it possible or not? Let me check. So right side, if you see n into n square there. Left side is only 1 into n square. I am asking C, can I use C so that, right, left will be bigger. If I want to take the C, 1 by n I have to take. So C value 1 by n. 1 by n into n square. N cancel, then n square. Right? So left n square, right n square. So what is the meaning of omega? Greater than or equal to. Equal also okay. Left equal, left is greater. That is okay. Left equal, then also okay. I think it became equal. But the problem is what? You are taken 1 by n, C value 1 by n, which is a function which is not allowed. Right? 1 by n changes, value will change. What is the meaning of function? Keep on changing. N changes, value will change. Then it is a function. Constant means what? Always same. Constant means always same. You take anything, always same. But here it is a function. N changes, value will change. By taking constant C, prove that left will be greater or equal. I tried. C value 1 by n required, but it is a function, so you cannot take. So finally, what is the conclusion? This is the conclusion. N square is omega of n cube is not possible. Right? Not possible. I think 4 examples I given for omega notation. Big O also similar story, omega also similar story. Please go through both the things once. Can you help in what is the meaning of big O? Prove that right will be bigger or equal after taking CL. What is the omega? Prove that right will be smaller or equal, right, with the help of C. That is called as omega. Big O if you know, omega also you know. Big O less than or equal to, omega greater than or equal to. I'm thinking that you are really comfortable. Let's go to the, right, let's go to the theta notation. Theta, let's see the theta. Let's see the theta notation. Right, see this one, theta notation, very simple. Make sure that if you know big O, omega, theta nothing there. Big O you know means omega you know. You know both the things means theta really nothing. So let's see this one. Let's see theta. F of n is equal to theta of g of n. F of n is equal to theta of g of n. If and only if. F of n is equal to theta of g of n. If and only if. Right, see the first one. First one, 1. So the interesting one, 1. F of n less than or equal to some c1 into g of n. F of n is theta of g of n if and only if. First point, f of n is less than or equal to some constant c1 into g of n. End. So the second one, 2. F of n is greater than or equal to some c2 into g of n for all n where n is greater than or equal to n0. F of n less than or equal to some c1 into g of n and f of n greater than or equal to some c2 into g of n for all n where n is greater than or equal to n0. Right? So this is the theta notation. What is the meaning of theta notation saying? Theta notation saying that between two people, if you want to say theta possible, right? What you have to do is, right, between two people, f and g theta possible if you want to say, right? Prove that first of all between them, big O possible. This is big O. Prove that omega also possible, right? Big O, omega both possible. It's the end operation. What is the meaning? Both should be. It is not R operator. R means either this or this. End operator means first one should be satisfied and second one also. If I want to say like this, right? Big O should be satisfied between them. Omega also should be satisfied. Then only I can say theta possible. To get the clear clarity, what actuality? To get the clear clarity, let's take one example. You know very well what one example I have to give. I am giving now. See this example. See the example now. F of n is equal to let's see here, n g of n is equal to n plus 10. It is the f of n, it is the g of n. Right? Now I will try. First one. See the first one. F of n is equal to this, g of n is equal to this. See this. See the first one. 1. I want to prove like this one. So what is the f of n? N less than or equal to some c1 into g of n. What is the answer? N plus 10. Right? F of n is n, g of n is n plus 10. Right? I want to prove n is less than or equal to some c1 into n plus 10. Right? N plus 10. Let me check one small line. For all n where n is greater than or equal to n0 means big O I am trying. Between f and g, I am trying for big O. I am trying. See this one? Can you help now? Comparing left, what is the meaning of big O? Right should be greater or equal. I think right greater. Can you say which is C1 value? Right will be greater. Already greater. No requirement of anyone help. C1 is 1. What is the N0? From which place onward this relation is hold good? I think from 1 onwards working. So, between f and g, big O possible. For which C1 value? 1. What is the N0? 1. So, 1 onwards for the C1 1. Right? Big O possible between them. Let's try one more. End. Let's try 2 also. Big O I tried. Let me try omega also. If I want to try omega, what is the answer? N is same thing. Greater than or equal to some C2 into G of n. What is the answer? N plus 10. For all n where n is greater than or equal to n0. Now can you help me now? So what is the meaning of omega? Omega means left should be greater or equal. Left should be greater or equal. That is the meaning of omega. Left is n, but right is n plus 10. Actually right bigger. I want to prove left bigger. Right? Left n, but going to be right is going to be n plus 10. Is already bigger, but I want to make left as bigger. What is the answer? It is the 1n. It is going to be cn, c2n, right? C2 replaced by 1 by 2. It is going to be 1n. It is going to be half n. N value 1 lakh. This side is 1 lakh, but here 1 lakh by 2, 50,000. So C2 value 1 by 2 you can take. Can you help now? By taking C2 value 1 by 2, I proved that left is bigger or equal also okay. Can you say from which place onward this relation is hold good? Let me check. N value 1, this is 1, but it is going to be 11 by 2, 6 point something. So no fail. Let's increase little faster. N value 5, this is 5. This is 15 by 2, 7.5. Then also fail. N value 9, this is 9. This is 19 by 2. What is the answer? I think 2 9s 18, I think 9 point something, but it is a 9, it is a 9 point something fail. N value 10, this is 10, it is a 20, 20 by 2, 10, 10 greater than or equal to 10 true. So I think, right, 10 onwards working. So between the F and G, big O possible for C1, 1, omega possible for C2, 1 by 2. Can you say these two people should be true? I think E is true from where? 1 onwards. E is true from where? 10 onwards. Can you say what is the combined one? Combined one is this one. Big O possible, omega possible. Let's see this one. Because of big O, omega both possible, I can say finally this one. F of n is what? N. N is theta of n plus 10. Big O, omega possible. First one is big O, second one is omega. Big O, omega possible. Then I can say theta possible. For which C1 value big O? 1. Which C2 value? Omega? 1 by 2. Can you say first one is possible from where? 1. Second one is possible from where? 10. First one is possible from 1. What is the meaning? 1 onwards everywhere possible. Here 10 onwards everywhere possible. E is possible from 1 onwards. E is possible from 10 onwards. Combinedly both will possible from where? What is the answer? I think see, so let me write for all m where n is greater than or equal to what is the n0? 10 onwards. N0 is 10. E is from 1 onwards everywhere. E is from 10 onwards everywhere. Both combinedly from 10 onwards everywhere. If I say 1, right, E don't pass at 1, but E will pass. If I say 5, E don't pass, E will pass. I think 10 onwards both will pass. Right? Let me write now. So C1 value big O possible, C2 value 1 by 2 omega possible. What is the N0? 10 onwards. Then I can say theta. This is the theta. Between two people, theta possible. What is the meaning? Big O possible and omega possible. Big O possible for which constant? 1. Omega possible which constant? 1 by 2. From which place onwards both are working? Right? 10 onwards. First one working right? First one only working from 1. Second one only working from 10. Both working from 10 onwards. Between two people, big O, omega, you are able to satisfy, then theta possible. Right? Fine. So let's see one more example. So to get the clear clarity about the theta, one more example is coming. Please take care this example also. See this one. One more example. F of n is equal to, let me write now. N square plus n plus 1. G of n is equal to n square. F of n is equal to n square plus n plus 1. G of n is equal to n square. Let's try. I want to prove. F of n is equal to theta of g of n. I want to prove it. If you want to prove, what you have to satisfy? See the first one. N square plus n plus 1 is less than or equal to some C1 into g of n. What is the g of n? N square. Right? For all n. Let me try. For all n, where n is greater than or equal to n0. Let me try. Is it possible? Left actually bigger, comparing with the right, but big O, right, I want to prove greater. Is left already bigger, but I want to prove right greater. Can you say which C1 value I will take? Very simple. See this one, it is the n square plus something, it is only n square. Here n square plus something, it is only n square. And one more interesting answer, right? So here n square plus something, here only n square, it's okay. But one thing is, bigger function is n square. This side also there, this side also there, nothing there. Here 1 n square. Here C1 into n square, I think C1 you can make 2. It is going to be 1 n square, it is going to be double n square. Even though here something extra there, but this 2 will compensate. Some people are asking how. Assume that n square is 1 lakh. It is the 1 into 1 lakh, 1 lakh. But here 2 into 1 lakh, 2 lakh. Here 1 lakh, it is the 2 lakh. Small thing, right? C will take care. So can you help which C1 value? Big O possible? I think 2. If you take 2 itself working, 3 guarantee will work, 4 guarantee will work, and so on. Can you say what is the N0? From which place onwards it is working? Let's check if you want, right? So something will come, right? If you want, I will verify also. N value 1, what is the answer? It is the 3. This is 2. Fail. Next one, N value 2, what is the answer? It is the 4 plus 2, 6 plus 1, 7. This is, right? 4 by 2, 2 only. Fail. Next one, n value 3. What is the answer? 3 square 9, 9 plus 3, 12 plus 1, 13. This is, right? 3 square 9, 9 by 2, fail. Right? Next one, can you help in n value 5? What is the answer? 25 plus 5, 30 plus 1, 31. This is 25 by 2, fail. Next one, n value 10. Let me take some number. N value 10, it is going to be 100 plus 10, 110, 111. This one, right? 10 square, 10 square. What is the answer? So, right, let me check this one. Let me try this one. N value 1. What is the answer? This is 3. But this one, 2. Fail. Next one, n value 2. What is the answer? This value becomes, n value 2. This value becomes 4 plus 2. 6 plus 1, 7. This one, n value 2, it is the 4. 4 2 is 8. It is the 7 only. It is the 8. I think it is working from 2 onwards. Right? Fine. That is okay. It is the big O. This is called big O. Right? Let's see the next one now. Omega also. It should satisfy omega also. Let me try omega. Right? What is the f of n? N square plus n plus 1. Right? Greater than or equal to some C2 into, what is the g of n? N square. For all n, where n is greater than or equal to n0. Now can you help in what is the meaning of omega? You have to prove left will be greater or equal, right? I think it is already greater, no need to prove also, so it's the 1. Can you say from which place onwards he is working? He is working from starting onwards 1. So, right, big O, omega both are possible. Can you say he is working from where? 2 onwards everywhere. This is 1 onwards everywhere. Common thing, this is a common thing. For all n, where n is greater than or equal to n0, n0 is 2. He is from 2 onwards everywhere. He is from 1 onwards everywhere. Common point, 2 onwards everywhere working. So, final conclusion. What is the answer? F of n, n square plus n plus 1 is theta of n square. Theta of n square. Right? Some people are asking, sir, how can you say? For the C1 is equal to, what is the answer? C1 is equal to 2, big O possible. C2 is equal to 1, omega possible. Right? What is the n0? 2. Right? Big O omega possible. Right? From the 2 onwards, so I can say theta. Right? I am thinking that you are really fine with the theta. Right? See this. Until now, 2 examples I said. It is the first example for theta. It is the second example for theta. Right? See, if you can do like this, theta possible. If you can do like this one, theta possible. Big O omega, I tried, possible, so theta possible. Let's see one more example. See this example also. See this example also. Example 3. See this one, example 3. F of n n square, g of n square. Right? See the first one. First one I want to prove. Right? The first one I want to prove. N square is less than or equal to some C1 into n square. Is it possible? Yes, 1 you can take. Right? What is the n0 here? 1. 1 onwards it will work. See the second one. N square is greater than or equal to C2 into n square. What is C2? 1. Because there is a greater than or equal to. What is the n0? 1. Big O omega possible. Can you say what is the final conclusion? Big O possible, omega possible. Final conclusion is this one. What is the answer? N square is theta of n square. What is the C1 value? 1. C2 value? 1. What is the n0? 1. Right? That is the third example. See carefully. It is the given one. F of n square, g of n square, big O possible, omega possible between them. Then I can say theta possible. Right? Fine. Let's go to the next one. Last example for theta, please take care this also. And one more thing I want to say to you, big O omega, right? Big O omega theta. If you learn these 3 things, I'm saying to you, you got algorithm subject, right? Your life will be settled down if you get the algorithm subject very well. Study, right? Topic wise. What is the meaning? Right? Time complexity, one topic. Right? Next one is going to be asymptotic notation, one topic. Topic wise you study. When you are saying to your friend, if anyone asks you, in algorithm subject are you comfortable or not? Right? You say, in algorithm subject totally 25 topics are there, I am comfortable 22. Right? I am not comfortable in the 7th topic. I am not comfortable with the 24th topic. You say like that. Don't say I am not comfortable in algorithm subject. Say which topic you are not comfortable. Please study algorithm subject. Right? Topic wise. Time complexity, one topic. Asymptotic notation, one topic. Like that, some more topic. Most probably 25 topics are there. Please study all of them as much as possible, as efficiently as possible. More efficiency, right? Most probably will get the very good jobs. Right? Please be careful. Right? Let's see the theta notation one more. Right? Theta notation one more example is there. Let's see that also. See the theta notation one more example. See this one. F of n is equal to n square. G of n is equal to n cube. F of n is n square. G of n is going to be n cube. Now let's try big O. Let's try big O. N square less than or equal to some C1 into n cube. Right? So for all n where n is greater than or equal to n0. Let me try. Can you help me one small n? What is the meaning of big O? You should prove right will be greater or equal. Everyone know this one. It is the n square only, but here n square into n. Right? Can you help me one small left and right? Who is bigger? Right bigger. Left and right, who is bigger? Right bigger. Can you say how many times bigger? When you say bigger, it is enough. Can you say what is the meaning of big O? Big O means you have to make right bigger. Right bigger. Can you say here left bigger or right bigger? Right bigger. You want to make right bigger. Yes, you made. Already there. Comparing left and right, I want to make right as bigger. Already there. How many times bigger? N time. N time bigger, 1 time bigger, 2 time, 10 time. Doesn't matter. Right is big or not? Yes. Right? If the right hand side is bigger, big O notation purpose also say, if it is already big, why you take C1 value something, take 1. Can you help me? What is the meaning of big O? Make right bigger. Yes, already is bigger. How many time? N time. He may be bigger n time or 1 time or n square time, doesn't matter. Right hand side bigger or not? Yes. Equal also okay. Right hand side bigger or equal? Yes, true. Right hand side bigger. Right, then because of he is already bigger, no need to take anyone help. Just make C1 value as 1. And one more. From which place onwards he is working? Right? By starting itself working. So 1. So for this problem, big O possible. Let's go for the next one. 2. Omega, let me try. N square greater than or equal to some C2 into n cube. For all n, where n is greater than or equal to n0. N square greater than or equal to some C2 into n cube for all n where n is greater than or equal to n0. Now can you help me one small line now? Right? So what is the meaning of omega? Omega means what? Right will be smaller. That means left will be bigger or equal. Can you help me? What is the left side? N square. What is the right side? Right? Right side is going to be n square into n. So everyone know this one. Comparing the left and right, right will be bigger, but I want to make left bigger. Right? Some people are asking, sir, how? Equal also okay. Left will be bigger or equal. Let me try now. Right is already bigger, but I want to make left as bigger or equal. How? What is the answer? N cube means n square into n. I will take C2 as 1 by n. 1 by n into n cube. I think n cube becomes 2. Right? These 2 will be cancelled. So n square there. I think C2 should be 1 by n. Then left will be either bigger or equal. But one thing, C2 is a function. It is not a constant. So it is not possible. C2 I have to take 1 by n, which is a function I cannot take. If you don't take function here, it is not possible at all. So finally, what is the answer? So second one is not possible. So finally, what is the conclusion? See the final conclusion. From this one, see the final conclusion. What is the answer? N square. N square is equal to theta of n cube. Right? Not possible. This is not possible. So what is the meaning of theta? What is the answer? The meaning of theta is going to be, right? Using constant prove that left bigger sometime. Using constant prove that right bigger constant. These two constants need not be same. What is the meaning of theta? Right? Using some constant prove that left is bigger or equal. Using some constant prove that right is going to be bigger, left is going to be bigger or equal. Right? So if you can do that, then I can say theta is possible. One also fail, theta not possible. Right? I think see, to this one theta not possible. What is the reason? I think the second one is fail. Omega not possible. Big O possible, omega not possible. But in the previous one, big O, omega both possible. See this. Here, big O, omega both possible. Here, big O, omega both possible. If both possible, theta. Now some students are asking me, when both possible? See, both possible. Big O omega both possible, then theta possible. Some people are asking when it is possible. Nothing there. See this one. Between these two people, big O possible, omega possible. When this is possible, what is the answer? Very simple. Between these two people, theta possible. The reason is, see this one. Bigger function same. In both the function, bigger function same. Small may be same, may not be same. Right? In both the function, bigger function is same, then theta possible. See this. Next one. Come to this problem also. In both the function, bigger function is same, then theta possible. Some people are asking, bigger function is same, but both are not exactly same. Bigger function is same, but both are not exactly same. This is the meaning of asymptotically equal. Right? Small things need not be equal, but bigger functions both the side equal. That means asymptotically equal. What is meaning? Small things don't bother. Right? Bigger things you concentrate. If bigger things are equal, they are equal. This is called asymptotically equal. Exactly equal. That is called mathematically equal. Everything as it is equal. That is called as mathematically equal. Bigger things are equal. That is called as asymptotically equal. Right? Please be careful. From now onwards, two types of equalities are there. One equality is going to be mathematically equal. One more asymptotically equal. What is the meaning of asymptotically equal? Bigger things are equal in both. Small things may not be equal. Bigger things are equal in both. What is the meaning of mathematically equal? Everything as it is equal. Then I can say that mathematically equal. But one thing is to mathematically equal means asymptotically equal. But asymptotically equal doesn't mean that mathematically equal. Right? See this one. No difference at all. Then also asymptotically equal. Difference is there, right, by constant, then also asymptotically equal. No difference at all, that is going to be mathematically equal. Difference is there by constant factor, that is going to be asymptotically equal. See this one. Asymptotically equal doesn't mean that mathematically equal, but mathematically means asymptotically. Please be careful. When can I say mathematically equal? No difference at all. As it is same, then mathematically equal. Some difference there by constant factor, that is going to be asymptotically equal. Every mathematically is going to be asymptotically. Every asymptotically need not be mathematically. Many times I repeated. Please take care. Now can you help me one small, see this example. Bigger functions are same, small things differ. What is the answer? See this one, asymptotically equal. Theta means asymptotically equal. Come here now. Come here. See this one. F of n square, g of n square. See this one. Bigger function same. Not only that, exactly same. So this is called asymptotically equal, mathematically equal also. Because the reason is no difference at all. Both are exactly same. Both are as it is. Then asymptotically equal, mathematically also equal. But this problem. See this one. This problem. Asymptotically equal, but mathematically not equal. This one, asymptotically equal, mathematically not equal. Right? Fine. Come here now. Come to the last problem. See this. See the last problem. N square is theta of n cube. What is the meaning? N square is theta of n cube fail. What is the meaning of this one? They are not asymptotically equal. Asymptotically fail means mathematically fail. Right? These two people, n square is theta of n cube. Right? Fail. What is the meaning of this one? Right? Theta fail. What is the meaning? Asymptotically fail. Asymptotically fail means mathematically also fail. Please be careful. Asymptotically itself fail. Where is the chance of mathematically? What is the meaning of asymptotic notation saying? No gap at all and some gap by constant. That is also okay. Right? So I think here see this one. Even bigger function also not equal. This is not asymptotically equal. Whenever asymptotically not equal, where is the chance of mathematically? Mathematically not equal, but asymptotically equal may be possible. Asymptotically equal itself fail, mathematically guarantee will fail. So this is not asymptotically equal. Right? The reason is theta not possible because bigger functions are not same. So I think three things I covered: big O, omega, theta. For everything I said four examples. Please go through it once. Please revise again and again. Meaningfully study. Please don't by heart. Right? If you can get this one, algorithm subject becomes very simple. About big O, omega, theta, I explained very clearly. Now let's see big O notation once again. Right? One small point is missed out about the big O notation. Please see this also. Big O notation. Right? See this one. See everyone. Mostly you got the big O notation, right? Mostly you got, right? Let's see small 1 or 2 lines pending about the big O notation here. See this big O notation. See this one. Here n, right? This is the x-axis, n values. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and so on. Right? It is the y-axis, right? F of n. It is the f of n. Right? Y-axis, here f of n. Yeah, here y-axis, right? F of n and g of n. F of n and g of n. X-axis is going to be n, y-axis is going to be f of n and g of n. Right, like this. Fine. So I am explaining clearly what is the big O. You know mostly now itself, right? Let me explain this small thing which is pending also. Right. So x-axis is going to be n, y-axis is going to be f of n and g of n. Now see this one. See everyone. See everyone now. What is the big O notation definition? See the big O definition. F of n equal to big O of g of n. F of n is equal to big O of g of n if and only if f of n less than or equal to some c into g of n for all n where n is greater than or equal to n0. Right? So this is the definition. F of n is big O of g of n if and only if. This is the definition, everyone. What is the meaning? Comparing f of n and g of n will be bigger or equal, right? Yeah, comparing f of n, g of n will be bigger or equal, right? By taking C help. That is the definition what it is saying. Same thing I will replicate here itself. Same thing I will write. See this one, right? See this one. So I think n0 is starting from 1 onwards. N0 is starting from 1 onwards. Let me try this one. So from 1 onwards, from here onwards. From here onwards. See this one, right? From here onwards, if you observe, see this one. Right? So n0 is starting from, right? I think minimum n0 value you have to start from here onwards. Let me write here. See this one. From here onwards, if you observe, see this one. F of n is going like this. Right? See this. See this one. The one which is increasing, decreasing, assume that f of n. The one which is going straight like this, assume that g of n. Can you help me now? At this place, who is bigger? Both are same. Here, at this place, increasing, decreasing is f of n. The one which is going straight is assume that g of n. So who is bigger? Who is bigger here? At this place, f of n. Here, g of n. Here, f of n. Here, g of n. Isn't that something like that? Something like that. So now see this one, right? See properly. See properly here. See correctly now. The one which is increasing, decreasing is going to be f of n. The one which is going straight is going to be g of n. Isn't that it is g of n? Isn't that it is g of n? Right? This is f of n. Right? Now can you help me now? How many people will give the answer? See this graph and talk. Right? Can you help me? If you see this graph, right? This is f of n. This is g of n. Please help me. Please help me. Who is bigger? See this graph and talk, right? I think before this line, if you observe, sometimes f bigger, sometimes g bigger. Right? After this line, if you see, what is the answer? Comparing f of n and g of n, who is bigger? G of n bigger after taking C help. Comparing f of n and g of n is bigger after taking C help. Some people are asking, comparing f of n, g of n is bigger after taking C help, it's okay. From where? From 3, from 3. This is called as n0. Before n0, this may be the case. Maybe f of n bigger, maybe g of n, maybe sometimes equal. But some point onwards, I am able to see clearly what is the relation between them. Before n0, I am unable to say what the relation between them. Maybe f greater, maybe g greater, maybe keep on changing. I don't know all these things. But some point onwards, I am able to see clearly what the relation between them. From which point onwards? N0 onwards, I am able to see comparing f of n, g of n is bigger after taking c help. That c may be 1 also. That c may be 2 also. Anything, I don't know, I don't have. But c is a constant, I can say that. If from now onwards, if anyone asks you what is the meaning of big O, what will you say? F of n is big O of g of n. The meaning is comparing f of n, g of n will be bigger, right? From n0 onwards after taking c help, right? This is same thing I said. See. G of n is bigger comparing with f of n, bigger or equal also, right? After taking c help from n0. Same thing in the form of diagram I shown. Before n0, anything can happen. This is the area which I don't know clearly what the relation between them. Maybe f bigger, maybe g bigger, maybe equal. I am unable to comment. If you are also unable to comment, please don't think. From which place onward you are able to see clearly relation between them. From this point onwards, I can say f and g bigger after taking c help. From which point onwards? n0 onwards, until infinite, until large n value. Maybe infinite, means infinite is nothing but very large value, right? Please be careful. From this point onwards, I am able to see clearly what the relation between them. This is called as big O. Can you help me? What is the meaning of omega? Same story. Let me write now omega. I am writing the omega also. Please see. F of n is omega of g of n, right? If and only if and only. What is the meaning? F of n is greater than or equal to some c into g of n for all n where n is greater than or equal to n0, right? Now some people are asking, so what is the diagram? You know very well, same diagram. What is the answer? See, it is the n, it is the 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and so on. Here f and g n as usual. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and so on. Right? Now by seeing this diagram, please let me know. And until some point we cannot say anything. Assume. This point don't worry at all. I want to say we cannot comment. Sometimes assume that the one which is increasing, decreasing is f of n. Assume the one which is going straight is g of n. Assume that. Right? Sometimes f bigger, sometimes g bigger, something like that. My only intention is going to be don't bother in this area. Right? Now see this. Now see this one. From this point onwards. Right? If you want, you can write a little bit extra also. That's okay. Right? Until here I cannot say what is going on really between them, right? So it is assumed that n0. From here onwards I can say clearly, see this one, from here onwards I can say clearly what is the meaning of omega, right? G of n is smaller comparing with f of n. See, it is the g of n, it is the f of n. G of n is smaller comparing with the f of n after taking c help. Always remember, for the g, whichever there on the right hand side, for that only how to keep c. The one which is there on the right hand side, for that only how to keep c. See, after taking c help, g is saying that, right, I am smaller than f of n or equal. So from which place onward this relation is hold good? From n0 until infinite. Same thing, if you know big O, you know omega. Before n0, I cannot say anything, I have some doubt. From n0 onwards, I am able to see clearly what is the relation between them. Right, this is called as omega. Right, can you say what is the theta? See the theta also, theta diagram. See the theta diagram. F of n is equal to theta of g of n. F of n is equal to theta of g of n. If and only if. What is the answer? This is the first one. F of n is less than or equal to some c1 into g of n. What is the one more? And one more thing I am saying, just listen this answer. F of n is greater than or equal to some c2 into g of n. For all n, where n is greater than or equal to n0. For all n, where n is greater than or equal to n0. F of n is theta of g of n if and only if. Right? F of n is less than or equal to some c1 into g of n, and f of n greater than or equal to some c2 into g of n for all n where n is greater than or equal to n0. This is the definition, everyone know. Same thing in the form of diagram I am doing. Please see this. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, some number, 5, 6, 7 and so on, that is okay, right? So here also 1, 2, 3 and so on, that is also okay. Here Fn, G of n as usual, right? Now see this. See this one. From some point onwards I cannot say anything. Anything can happen. From now onwards, careful. This is the 4, n0. This is the n0. From here onwards, I want to say something. See this one. Between f and g, to whom you have to keep c? For the g only. For the g only, you have to keep the right c. Let me check this one. What is the big O? See the big O now. This is the f of n. Right, see this one, right? This is f of n. Comparing f of n and g of n is bigger after taking c1 help. Comparing f of n and g of n is bigger after taking c1 help. Comparing f of n and g of n, what is the answer? F of n is bigger after taking c2 help. By taking c2, I proved that g of n is smaller or equal. By taking c1, I proved that g of n is bigger, right? G of n is bigger, right? Comparing with f of n. See this one, this area, right? If you want, I will use different color. See this one, this is big O story. This is omega story. Right? Big O story saying that comparing f of n, g of n is bigger after taking c1 help. Comparing f of n and g of n is bigger after taking c2 help. Right? So I think, see this one, I think by taking some constant c1, g of n is bigger. By taking some constant c2, g of n is smaller. Indication that the difference between both of them is constant only. Otherwise, for some constant, g of n is bigger. For some constant, g of n is smaller. Indication that difference is very minute. So that is the meaning of asymptotically equal. So with the help of 4 examples for each, we done already. Only I think I want to show in the form of diagram I given this. You know very well all these things, right? See the big O, this is the big O. Comparing f, g bigger after taking c help. What is the omega? Comparing f and g will be smaller after taking c help. If you mix both of them, that is called as theta. So from n0 onwards, right? For c1 big O, for c2 omega, that is called theta. Right? I'm thinking that you got this story also. Just only diagram purpose only. If you got this particular one, well and good. Otherwise also no problem, because this one and previous one same. Diagrammatic representation, I done that. Right, fine. Now let's go to the, right, one more thing. One more small thing there. Let me complete that also. Please see. See this one also. One more small point pending. Big O notation. Big O notation. Right, make sure that one nice story is going on. Make sure that you will get this one. What is the big O notation? One small line pending. I want to cover that also. Please listen. Listen this. Is it right or wrong? Let me check. N square is big O of n square. Is it right or wrong? N square is big O of n square. Everyone know. What is the C1? N square is big O of n square. Right? What is the C1? What is the C value? 1. Because right is going to be bigger or equal, that is the reason. So that is fine, that is true. Next one, n square is big O of n cube. Is it right or wrong? Of course. What is the meaning of big O? Right will be greater or equal also. It is equal, that is fine. Greater also okay, fine. Next one, what about this one? N square is big O of n power 10. That is also right. Right? If you are comfortable until now. What about this one? N square is big O of n. Right? This is wrong. Big O means right will be greater or equal. So right is not greater or equal also. That is the reason it is failed. These all are pass. Now can you help me now? Big O notation for all these 4 people. Who passed? First 3 passed, last one failed. That's okay. I think if you observe clearly, please help me now. If you observe clearly, in big O notation and the big O notation, who is there on right side? Between 2 people, big O, that is fine. In big O notation, who is there on the right side, right hand side? Who will be there? In big O notation, who will be there on the right side? Either equal people will be there or greater will be there. Big O notation, right side, if you see, either equal people will be there or greater people will be there, right? Big O notation, right hand side, either greater people or equal people will be there. Those are known as upper bounds. Those are known as upper bounds, right? Please be careful. To say this point only, I am explaining this. Big O notation, right hand side, who will be there? What is the answer? Either greater people or equal people should be there, right? Means upper bounds will be there, right? Everyone know. Next one more. See, he cannot be there. Big O notation, right hand side, either equal people or greater people should be there, right? Those are known as upper bound. And one more thing. Greater people or equal people should be there. That is called upper bound. I am okay, right? See this one. Equal person. Upper bounds only, that is okay. Equal person, right? This person, see, both are equal. Equal person is known as, right? These all are called as upper bound. This person is known as tightest upper bound. Greater person or equal person, all are called as upper bound, that's okay. But equal people are called as the tightest upper bound. Next one. These are upper bound but not tight. So these two are going to be not tightest upper bounds. Right? Not tightest upper bound. Now last question I want to ask. Big O notation, right hand side, who will be there? Upper bounds. They are tight or not tight? They may tight, they may not tight. Tight means what? Equal person. Right? Not tight means what? More. Right? Please be careful. Until now you are comfortable. If you are okay with this story. See the final conclusion. A is big O of B. What is the meaning? Final conclusion. A is big O of B. What is the meaning? This B is a, what is the answer? Upper bound, which may be tight, which may not be tight. A is big O of B, right? This B is upper bound, which may tight, which may not be tight. Maybe, may not. May be tight, may not be. So big O notation purpose is, right, upper bounds. Always try to remember in this asymptotic notation, normally we will talk about what is there on the right. Right? What will be there on the right side. Right hand side, either greater people will be there or equal people, which are known as upper bound. Upper bound may be tight, may not be tight. Fine. I am thinking that everyone is fine now. Now listen. If you are okay, one small thing is coming. Just listen. It is a big O notation. See this one. It is a big O notation. See the one more. Small O notation. Some people are asking, sir, what is the meaning of small O notation? I will say now. See this one. See everyone now. N square is, listen now. N square is, see, small O and big O same. One minute difference. What is that? Let me check this one. Can you help me now? Small O and big O almost similar, right? Small difference is there. Let's see this one. N square is small O of n cube or not? It is also like big O only. Of course, true. N square is small O of n cube, true. Next one. N square is small O of n power 5. That is also true. Right? N square is small O of n, fail, because big O also fail. Small O, big O, both are same. Right? Here big O fail, small O also fail. What is there in that? But see the interesting thing. N square is small O of n square. N square is small O of n square, fail. But this is pass here. See, n square is big O of n square, pass. Right? So, see, n square is big O of n square, pass, but n square is small O of n square, fail. This is the only difference. Can you help me one small line now? Right? In the big O notation, who is there on the right hand side? Who is there? Either greater people or equal people. But in the case of small O, who will be there? In the case of small O, who will be there on the right hand side? If you observe, what is the answer? In the small O notation, who will be there on the right hand side is going to be, what is the answer? Upper bounds which are not tight. See, tight people cannot be there. In the big O, tight people may be there, but in the small O, what happened is right hand side of the small O notation, right? Greater people which are not equal. What I mean? Not tightest upper bounds will be there. So here may be greater or equal, but here what is the answer? Only greater. Equal people are not allowed. Can you help me now? Small O notation. What is the symbol? Small O. What is the operator? Right? Previously less than or equal to. Now only less than. Big O notation. What is the symbol? Big O. What is the operator? Less than or equal to. But here only less than. Because of that equal is missing. Right? Equal things are not there. Small O notation, right hand side, greater people only there. Big O notation, right hand side, right, greater or equal. Here only greater. Right? Not tightest upper bound. Because of you are okay. See the final conclusion. A is small O of B. What is the meaning of this B? B is a not tightest upper bound. See this one, in the small o notation, no dilemma. What is the reason? Right hand side, greater people will be there strictly. In the case of the big O, right hand side, greater or equal, some dilemma there, but here there is no dilemma. Right? Please be careful. Because of you are really comfortable, see this also. Big O, small o over. Now see one more small story there, just listen this also. Omega notation. See this one, omega notation. See the omega notation, very simple, like the previous one only. Please see this one. N cube is omega of n, right? What is the meaning of omega? Left will be greater or equal, that is fine. Next one, n cube is omega of n square. N cube is omega of n cube, that is also right. Next one, n cube is omega of n power 4, wrong. In the omega notation, right hand side will be smaller. Right hand side will be smaller or equal, which is nothing but left will be greater or equal. In omega, left will be greater or equal. If you want, you can check this one. Left will be greater or equal. Left will be greater or equal. Left will be greater. Now, if you really okay, see this one. And one more thing I want, in all these notation, you will concentrate left side or right side. Right hand side only, how to concentrate. Right hand side only. Now, please help me. In omega notation, who will be there? Right side. In omega notation, who will be there? Right side. What is the answer? In the omega notation, who will be there? Right side. Because of right hand side smaller. Smaller or equal will be there. Smaller or equal will be there. See this one? Smaller or equal. So, which is nothing but lower bounds. In omega notation, right hand side, smaller or equal people will be there, which are known as lower bounds. Next one, in all these lower bound, which is equal to the actual answer, this is called as tightest lower bound. These two are called as not tightest lower bound. Right, fine. Conclusion. What is the conclusion? See this one. A is omega of B. What is the meaning of B? B is a lower bound, which may tight, may not tight. In omega notation, right hand side, right, lower bound will be there, which may tight, may not tight. Right, what is the reason? Some people are asking, may tight, may not tight. What is the reason? See this one, omega, this is a symbol, operator is going to be greater than or equal. Now, see this one, to eliminate this small problem, right, they came up with one more solution. What is the name of this one? Small omega notation. Small omega notation. Small omega notation. Right, let me write now. Small omega notation, let me write. What is the meaning? Both will be similar, small omega. What is the meaning? So, big omega, small omega, both are same. See the difference. See this one? N cube is, this is a small omega symbol. N cube is small omega of n. Everyone now. Omega means what? Left will be greater or equal. Fine. Next one, n cube is small omega of n square. That is also true. Next one, n cube is small omega of n cube is wrong. In the case of small omega, equals not allowed. In omega notation, left will be greater or equal. But here, left will be strictly greater. Equal not there. Right, this is also. Left will be strictly greater. There is no equal. At least in the previous case, equal possible. But here equal not there. So, can you help me in the small omega notation? You only say, what is there on the right side? What is there on the right side? Right? So, lower bounds which are not tight, right? Not tightest lower bounds. In small omega notation, right hand side if you observe, lower bounds which are not tight. So, let me write this line also. A is small omega B. What is this B? Right? Not tightest lower bound. Right? Fine. This is also fine. Can you say what is the symbol here? Like this. What is the operator? Only greater than. Fine, that's okay. Now see the next one now. See this also. Theta notation. See this one, theta notation. Everyone fine. Let's see this symbol also. Only small line. Small line. See this? Theta notation. Can you help me? This is right or wrong? N cube is big O of n cube. Right or wrong? Can you help me? What is the meaning of this line? N cube is big O of n cube means, what is the answer? Big O means upper bound and both are equal. So, what is the meaning? Tightest upper bound. N cube is big O of n cube means, right? So, big O means upper bound right? Because of both are equal, tightest upper bound, and see this one, n cube is omega of n cube. What is the meaning? Everyone know omega means lower bound, which are both are equal here. What does it mean? Tightest lower bound also. Omega means lower bound, both are equal also, tightest lower bound. So between two people, big O possible, omega possible. Can you say what is the final conclusion? Right? So n cube is theta of n cube. What is the meaning? Between two people, theta possible. What is the meaning? Big O possible and omega possible. Then I can say that, right? This is going to be this n cube, whatever is there, right? Which is going to be both tightest upper bound also and tightest lower bound also. Please be careful. This indication that it is the tightest upper bound. This indication that it is the tightest lower bound. Both are possible. What is the meaning? Tightest upper bound also, lower bound also. Can you see the final conclusion? See the final conclusion? A is theta B. What is the meaning? Indication that B is a tightest upper bound also and tightest lower bound also. That is the meaning of theta. Now can you help in the big O, who is there on the right side? Let me go all of them one time. In the big O notation, who is there on the right hand side? Upper bound may be tight, may not be tight. What about small o? Right, upper bound which is not tight. Right, next one. What about omega notation? Right hand side. Right, lower bound which may tight, may not tight. What about small omega notation? Right, lower bound which is not tight. What about theta notation? Right, so right hand side, if you see theta notation, both upper bound, both tightest upper bound, tightest lower bound, you will see. That's the purpose of theta. So can you help A is theta of B. What is the meaning? That B is A, both tightest upper bound, tightest lower bound. Can you say what is the meaning of A is big O of B? B is upper bound, may tight, may not tight. Small o, right? B, tightest, not tightest upper bound. Next one, omega notation, that B, what is the answer? Right, lower bound which may tight, may not be tight. Small omega notation, lower bound which is not tight. Right, please go through all of them once. Right, in the entire class, right, last few hours if you observe, asymptotic notation I explained. Asymptotic notation definitions I said, followed by four examples. Next one, same thing, right, graphic representation I done. Afterwards, right, what is the purpose of the big O omega theta? Total story one time revise. If anyone thinking that some point not clear, revise again. You take your friend help. You can ask me also. But please be comfortable. One topic you covered already. What is that? Time complexity finding. What is the one more? Asymptotic notation we done. Right? Few examples we will see, right, how they will ask in the gate examination from this topic, right? Right, in the next class. In the next class we will see few examples on this. Right? Fine.